Look, let me be real with you for a second. If you've ever found yourself completely baffled about what women find attractive, you're not alone. There's this massive disconnect between what we think women want and what actually creates that spark of attraction. And honestly, a lot of the advice out there is either completely wrong or so oversimplified it's useless. So let's dig into the actual psychology here. Because attraction isn't some mysterious magic trick. It's rooted in evolutionary psychology, social dynamics, and very real human needs. And no, this isn't going to be some pickup artist nonsense. This is about understanding the genuine psychological factors at play. The confidence paradox. Everyone tells you just be confident, right? But what does that even mean? Here's what's actually happening psychologically. Confidence signals competence and social value. But it's not about being loud or dominant. It's about being comfortable in your own skin. Think about it this way. When someone is genuinely confident, they're not constantly seeking validation. They can handle a conversation without over-explaining themselves. They can laugh at themselves without it being a big deal. And they're not threatened by other people's success. Women pick up on this immediately because it suggests you're emotionally stable and secure. But here's the twist. Overconfidence or fake confidence backfires hard. Women are incredibly skilled at detecting incongruence between what you're projecting and what you're actually feeling. That's partly evolutionary. Being able to read people accurately was crucial for survival and selecting reliable partners. So when guys try to act more confident than they feel, it creates this weird dissonance that actually triggers discomfort rather than attraction. Real confidence shows up in small ways, maintaining comfortable eye contact without staring, having opinions without being argumentative, admitting when you don't know something, or changing plans without getting flustered. The mystery of pre-selection and social proof. Here's something fascinating. Women tend to find men more attractive when other women find them attractive. It sounds weird, but it's called mate choice copying, and it happens across tons of species, including humans. Why? Because if other women have already vetted you, it suggests you have desirable qualities. It's like when you're choosing a restaurant and you see one that's packed versus one that's empty. The social proof influences your decision. This isn't shallow. It's actually a smart cognitive shortcut. If multiple other women find someone attractive, there's probably something genuinely appealing there. This also explains why guys in relationships sometimes suddenly get more attention. It's not just the forbidden fruit thing. It's that having a partner demonstrates you're capable of maintaining a relationship, which signals emotional availability, reliability, and desirability. But, and this is important, you can't fake this effectively. The real takeaway is that having a rich social life, being liked by your friends, and having female friends, not orbiters, actual friends, naturally creates this effect. Emotional intelligence trumps everything. Okay, this is huge, and most guys completely miss it. Emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize, understand, and respond to emotions in yourself and others, is one of the strongest predictors of relationship success and initial attraction. Women are socialized from childhood to be emotionally aware and communicative. When they meet someone who can match that emotional wavelength, it creates instant connection. This doesn't mean you need to be overly emotional or vulnerable right away. It means you can recognize when someone's uncomfortable and change the subject, when someone needs support versus problem solving, or when humor is appropriate versus when it's deflection. Here's a relatable example. You're on a date and she mentions her dog died recently. The emotionally intelligent response isn't to immediately tell her about your dog or say, "That sucks," and move on. Or worse, try to cheer her up with jokes. It's to acknowledge the significance, ask a gentle follow-up question if appropriate, and hold space for that moment before naturally transitioning. Women test for emotional intelligence constantly, often without realizing it. How you talk about your ex, how you treat service staff, how you handle small frustrations, all of these are data points. The humor connection. Everyone knows women like funny guys. But why? It's not just about making her laugh. Humor demonstrates several things simultaneously. Intelligence. You need to be smart to be funny. Social awareness. Knowing what's funny requires reading the room. Creativity and confidence. Willingness to risk a joke falling flat. But here's the nuance. Different types of humor signal different things. Self-deprecating humor shows you don't take yourself too seriously, but too much suggests low self-esteem. Observational humor shows awareness. Playful teasing creates fun tension, but crosses into mean if you're not careful. The sweet spot is humor that includes her, inside jokes, playful banter, noticing absurdities together. It creates a you and me versus the world feeling that's incredibly bonding. Ambition and drive, not money. Let's clear something up. When women say they're attracted to ambition, most guys hear, be rich. That's not it. What's attractive is having direction, passion, and drive. It could be building a business, mastering a craft, pursuing a creative project, or even being really into your hobbies. Why is this attractive? Because it demonstrates several things. You have goals beyond just getting a girlfriend, which is healthy. You're capable of sustained effort. You have an interesting inner life, and you're not going to make her your entire world and source of happiness, which is exhausting. I've seen broke musicians with massive attraction because they're genuinely passionate about their craft, and I've seen wealthy guys with zero attraction because they're just coasting. The difference is having something you care deeply about. The safety factor. This is probably the most underappreciated aspect of attraction. Women need to feel safe, physically, obviously, but also emotionally and socially. Do you listen to her boundaries? Do you respect her no without getting weird about it? Can she trust you won't embarrass her in front of her friends? Will you protect her reputation? This plays out in subtle ways. Guys who walk on the street side of the sidewalk, who check in about comfort levels, who don't push for too much too fast, who can handle rejection gracefully. These behaviors all signal safety. And here's something crucial. Women are making safety assessments constantly because the stakes are higher for them. This isn't paranoia, it's reality. So anything that triggers unsafe feelings, aggressive behavior, not respecting boundaries, moving too fast, kills attraction instantly. Mystery and unpredictability, the right kind. There's this balance between being reliable and being boring. Women are attracted to some unpredictability because it's exciting and suggests you're not just going through scripted motions. But it has to be the right kind. Good unpredictability, surprise date ideas, unexpected compliments, spontaneous adventures, having interests she didn't expect, showing depth in unexpected moments. Bad unpredictability, flaky behavior, mood swings, hot and cold communication, unreliability. The key is being unpredictable in ways that are positive and fun while being reliable in ways that matter. Showing up, following through, emotional stability. The challenge factor. Women are often more attracted to guys who aren't immediately falling all over themselves. This isn't about playing games. It's about having standards, self-respect, and your own life. When someone is too eager or available, it subconsciously signals low value. If he's this eager, maybe others aren't interested. But this gets misinterpreted as treat them mean, keep them keen, which is toxic garbage. The actual psychology is about being selective and valuing yourself. You're interested, but you're also evaluating if she's right for you. You're not bending over backward to please her, because you have your own standards. This creates a dynamic where she needs to also invest and pursue somewhat, which psychologically increases her attraction through the principle of consistency. We like things more when we've invested effort into them. Authenticity beats everything. Here's the thing that ties all of this together. Women have incredibly good bullshit detectors. Pretending to be someone you're not, using tricks or tactics, or hiding your real personality. It all creates this uncanny valley of human behavior that's deeply off-putting. The most attractive thing you can be is genuinely yourself, but your best self. That means working on your actual confidence, developing real interests, becoming emotionally intelligent, having standards, not faking these things. When you're authentic, you naturally filter for women who are actually compatible with who you are. And that creates way stronger, more genuine attraction than any amount of performing ever could. The real secret. If there's one takeaway from all this psychology, it's this. Attraction isn't about tricks or hacks. It's about becoming a more complete, interesting, emotionally healthy person. Women are attracted to men who have their shit together emotionally, who are passionate about something, who treat others well, who are comfortable in their own skin, and who aren't making their entire identity about getting female approval. Work on yourself for yourself. Develop genuine confidence. Build a life you're excited about. Treat people with respect. Be emotionally available, but not needy. Have boundaries and standards. The attraction follows naturally from that foundation. And honestly, when you stop trying so hard to decode women and start focusing on being someone worth being attracted to, that's when everything clicks.